With our newfound wings, we now need rocket technology. We can save ourselves some diamonds by manufacturing our own. For that, we need gunpowder, and a huge amount of it. Today we will turn the tables on the hostile inhabitants of this world and sell the surplus materials to the other members of the Legacy SMP server. To all the geeks and nerds out there, welcome back to another episode on the Legacy SMP server. Very shortly, we're going to be going through one of these end gateways because we need shulker boxes. That's right. And quite a few of them, because today we're going to be building a new simple design for a mob farm. We're going to be doing that over near our base, but before we build that up, we need to get some shulker boxes to hold all the drops that we're going to be getting from our farm. And in particular, we're interested in gunpowder for rockets, because since we got our wings last time, we're going to be going through these pretty quickly. I bought some more from Pearl Shop, but we can't do that because we'll be out of diamonds pretty quickly. So we need to get our supply of rockets going, and also we need to stock up on bones, because I'm fast selling out of the bone blocks. They are going pretty well, and we need to set up a way to actually sell them properly in the shopping district. So let's pick a portal to go through. Last time we killed the dragon, and I think this is one of the two portals we opened up. I think there's one there, I think there's one behind that pillar as well. So I think these are probably unexplored in this direction, so they seem like a good place to start. I think it's these two here haven't been explored yet, so let's hop on through. See, can we fly through here? Oh, we can. Yes. Oh, what? What happened there? Oh, I went through the portal, but I didn't actually go through it. That's weird. Look, I'm here, but I'm still at the main end island. Right, let's see. Can we just sneak through here? Is this gonna work? It is. Okay, that was weird. Okay, so let me fly around and see if we can find an end city to raid. Here we are at our first end city, and it looks like it's been raided, but there's definitely some shulkers around. Look, there's one over there, and I can hear one. I think it's inside this tower. So although this isn't a full end city, we can try and take advantage of the couple of shulkers that are here. So let's see if we can take these out and not get hit by my own arrow. No. It turns out there weren't too many shulkers, but I think while we're here, we can get some of this chorus fruit, and in particular, the flowers at the top. And now what we can do is this. We can shoot them with our bow, and that will drop the flower itself. And that's what we need to replant. So they're the key things. So now we don't have to go all the way to the top to mine this stuff. We can just shoot a few off of here, and then we can take this back to our base, take this back to the overworld, so we can create a farm for this stuff in due course. So I'm just going to farm a bit of this up while we're here. We're now heading due west, straight from the end city where we're just at, and hopefully before too long we'll get to another one. Now for the next one, I want to try something a bit different, something that I tried a long time ago in my single player world. I want to see if anything has changed. I'm going to use a potion and hopefully make this end raid a bit easier. And there she blows. There is a ship, and there is a shulker up there. There's also a dragon head at the front that I saw as I flew past, and it looks like this is untouched. So there's a couple of shulkers at the front as well. So hopefully this can be one that is totally untouched by human hands. So what I want to do here is I want to give this a try. Here I've got a potion of invisibility, and if you look at me, I'm invisible, obviously. But if we walk around with just our sword, I wonder if we can sneak up on these shulkers and take them out without them bothering us. So let's see if this actually works or not. I tried this before when there was some bugs in the game with this potion, and it didn't work out too well, but I'm just wondering how close can I get. Okay, right. Will they attack me once I start attacking them? Let's see what happens. Okay, they both started attacking. Okay, all right. So that's not going to work so well. All right, I wanted to test that out, but yeah. So you're hidden until you start attacking, but then as soon as you attack one of them, then they all seem to attack. It looks like. Let's take this one up while we're here. So I've put my armor on now, and there's a trick now. If you get the levitation effect, you can open your wings, and it brings you down again, back down to earth. And of course, you can fly off as well if you want to, and that negates the whole thing. But yeah, I've got my armor back on now, got my wings on. So yeah, let's take this on in a traditional manner. And first of all, let's check out the ship. Let's see if there is an elytra there. That is going to be the first test. So there we go. There's the dragon head just there at the front. There's a shulker right up there at the top. So this is looking good. Let's see. The The potion stand is here. Yes, there's a... Yes, we've got that elytra as well. Okay, awesome. Let's take this guy out. That guy teleported away, but let's stash away the things we've got so far. So here's the elytra we just picked up, and here's some gear that was in the chest that I've broken. So yeah, not too bad. We can use those for backup gear, and also if we don't like the enchantments, we can take them off with a grindstone. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, I'm breaking 3 diamond pick. Yeah, I'll take that. Nice. The ship has been cleared, and we're now moving into one of the buildings. And I'm going to start from the top of these things and work our way down, and try not to shoot myself again with arrows. Oh, geez, where's this guy gone now? Where's he gone? Not too bad, not too bad. Here is the loot so far. 50 shulker shells, that's the main thing we're here, but we've got this elytra and of course a dragon head. I'm sure that'll be useful at some point for something, but yeah, we're going all right. So I think I'm going to just do this for a few, maybe a couple more hours, maybe 2 hours, see how far we get and see how many shulker boxes we can get. We made it back safe and sound, back to the castle, and that was pretty lucrative. So let me show you what we got. So I crafted up these 3 shulker boxes to hold all our gear. And look at this, we've got all of these things. So a whole bunch of swords with various enchantments and some shovels and picks. And these 2 here have got some curses on them. So not sure what we do with those, but got them separated. Also, check out all these shulker boxes. Loads and loads of shulker boxes. We've got 5 elytras, so there were 5 ships. Managed to forget 1 dragon head. That's a bit upsetting, but look at this, 49 diamonds, awesome. So that was good. And also over here we got a whole bunch of armor, again with various enchantments on, so that is all good stuff. And these ones over here, these couple here, I've got the curses on. These ones are all good. So yeah, we're gonna have to do something with those. I had a quick check in the grindstone, you can't take them off, you can't remove them. So yeah, we'll have to think of something else. But yeah, that was really good. So we travelled out for about 10,000 blocks. Then we did a turn and travelled south for about, I think, 1,000 blocks. And then travelled back east again for another 10,000. Yeah, and we hit up probably maybe 7, I think, 7 or 8 end cities. So yeah, pretty good. So now we need to use this stuff. So the shulker boxes are in particular, that's the thing we went for. So we're going to use this now. We're going to go and get some resources. We need to get some sand and some sandstone, that kind of stuff. So we'll do that. And then this is what we're going to use to hold all the drops from our mob farm that we're going to build. But that will be next. So let's go do some grinding, go get some resources, and then we can build this thing up. Resource gathering is complete, and we're high up above our base over here, above the desert, in fact. So why are we here? Why are we up here so high? Well, I've been trying to work out the Afk spot for our mob farm, and we're going to be building a mob farm in a desert. We'll talk about that in a minute, about why that is important. But we're high up, and we're well away from our farm over there, so that won't interact or interfere with what goes on over here. But this is the Afk spot. Why is it here? Well, let me show you. I've got mini HUD installed, and if I press my hotkey, we now have a blue sphere that goes around us. And this sphere is 128 blocks away from where I'm standing right here. And that means that mobs can only spawn inside here. Well, regarding me, of course, we've got other people on the server, but we'll talk about other players a bit later on. But as you can see down there, they are the only blocks inside the 128 block perimeter or sphere, the spawning sphere, should I say, from the Afk Spot. So all we've got to do now is to remove these blocks right here, these ones, and then that means that this is totally free, and anything we build inside here, this is where the mobs will be able to spawn. So that is the first job, just to clear this out. And yeah, our mob farm is going to go basically here. And this farm is not going to be super efficient. This is our starter mob farm to get us going, get us some drops. There's definitely some compromises here, so we're exchanging some of the efficiency, some of the drop rate to make this super easy to build. So minimal blocks removal. We haven't got to build a perimeter or anything like that, and it's going to be nice and easy to build. I've got all the resources already. Let me show you in my inventory. We've used the shulker boxes we got earlier on, and here are all the materials. So pretty straightforward stuff. Mostly sandstone and a few bits of redstone and some trapdoors, all ready to go. So I think we just need to build this up. So I think the first job, as I said, is to clear out this area to give us a room to build, and also to make this area spawn proof here inside the sphere. And then we've got our AFK spot, which will be right up there, which we can fly up to. It won't be too bad, I don't think. So yeah, this is the location. It's going to be a water-based mob farm, flushing style, and they're going to fall down here and then die somewhere around here. So let me get this area cleaned up and ready and spawn proofed, and then we can start the build. We're up at the AFK spot, and I've done some digging, and as you can see, there's a bunch of hoppers down there, and that is the killing zone. That's where all our mobs are going to end up dropping and dying. And as you can see here inside our blue sphere from before, the only blocks are these blocks here. So when the mobs fall down and land on these hoppers, they will not despawn. They'll be inside the zone, and yeah, they will die here, but not despawn, and nothing else can spawn at all because I've carved away layer by layer. You see it all lines up here. So that took a little bit of time to do that, but well worth it. And obviously I've collected all the sand, so that's useful too. And then underneath here, we've got this bit I've carved out as well. This is for our shulker box loaders and item sorters, so we could deal with all the items. That's the thing, I'll probably build that up next, I think. That's probably the next job. So we've done the despawn area, we've carved this bit out. So I guess the next question, or one of the questions, is why have we built it in a desert? Well, that is because we're going to get much more useful drops if we do that. And that means actually we're going to have less zombie flesh. The reason for that is that when we're in a desert, there's less chance of zombies spawning, because there's also another mob here, which is the husk, but they only spawn out in the open. They won't spawn underneath a roof. So that means inside our farm, we won't have many zombies. We'll have much less than usual, and we won't have any husks. And that means we'll maximize on things like creepers, skeletons, and also spiders in particular. We'll get other mobs, of course, like witches and whatnot, but we won't get too many of those. So that's the reason we're going to do it in the desert, just because the drops will be much more useful. All right, so I think the next we're going to do, as I said, is probably just build this up underneath here, the shulker box loaders and whatnot, and then after that we can build up the layers and yeah, get this thing going. Here is the beginning of the mob barbecue. Yep, we're going to be killing the mobs using campfires. That is going to be super cool. I've not used that yet as a way to kill mobs. I don't remember. But basically, the mobs will be falling through this hole onto these campfires, which will kill them. And then the hoppers that we saw earlier are just underneath them. And then they're going to go into this system underneath that you can just see here. So let me talk you through it quickly about what we've got here. So obviously, we had the hoppers from before. They go into this system over here, which is an adapted version of Ilmango's unloading system. Now I use this as part of a rail system, so I've just adapted this slightly to work here in this, just for these hoppers here. So I'll put a link in the description to that if you want to see it. So basically, the items go into these hoppers, into these droppers. The comparators there see the items going through the hoppers. And then they trigger this thing over here, which is basically a clock that goes around, and all the time there are items coming through. This triggers the dropper, which is just over there, and then items get spat into this water stream. And then the water stream takes all the items over to this thing, which again is from our friend Ilmango, who the items come along here, get aligned against this chest, go across here, across our item filters. So here we've got things for the gunpowder, string, bones, etc. all the way along there. And underneath here is a shulker box loader, which puts all of the items into shulker boxes. So we've got some white ones there have died. And yeah, once they're filled up, they get broken and end up going into a chest, which is just around there. So our drops will end up in that chest for the time being. Now I've got plans for what we're actually going to do with the items, but for now, they're just going to be in that chest. So that's that. And then the other thing we've got over here is a clock. So this has got 26 items in it. This is a hopper clock. So this is going to go backwards and forwards over time. And that will then light up this this torch tower up here, and that's what's going to control the farm above. which is where the mobs are going to spawn. This is their spawning platform, and this is adapted from the version that I did in my single player world. So we did something very similar before. This is slightly different. So we're going to have waterlogged trapdoors along here, and they will open and close on that clock. So if you can see over here, here's the torch tower that comes up from the clock, and there's the redstone that comes off of it. So this will activate these trapdoors every now and again, and any mobs that spawn on here will get washed into the middle, fall onto the campfires, and yeah, we'll take their drops. So let's just simulate that right here. So we can do that by just breaking this bit of redstone. Hopefully this all works. We break this, all the trapdoors open up, the water comes in, and you can see it goes over these gates right here, so the mobs haven't got anywhere to stand on, because sometimes if you do this right to the very edge, they can't kind of stand on the edge on their tiptoes, but this means they'll just fall straight in. So that is all good stuff. Let's put that back. There we go. Water disappears, and then more mobs can spawn. Then we're going to have more layers up, and actually this is going to be alternate, so when one floor is flushing, the next floor will be empty, so mobs can be constantly spawning. So that is all good. And one extra thing I'm doing over here, as you can see, is I'm going to have another layer here above, which has got trapdoors that overlap. That is to try and help spiders not get stuck, because spiders will end up coming along here and try and walking up the sides. And of course we need to have a too high gap for mobs to spawn in. But if we have these trapdoors here that are just overlapping, the spiders come up to here, they try and climb up, then they get stuck underneath these trapdoors, and then when the water flushes, it will take care of them next time. Now that's more important on this bottom layer, because sometimes the spiders are going to climb up this wall and try and get out. But with this, hopefully most of the spiders will get taken care of, and the ones that don't, well, ones that don't, and they do actually hang around here, they'll despawn over time, so not to worry about that. Now this farm won't kill witches, because there's not a big enough drop for them to die. They'll land onto these campfires, they'll take a fire resistance potion, and they'll survive. But again, we'll be so far away that over time they'll just despawn, so not worried about those either. So that's basically it. Not much to it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So I'm optimizing here for simplicity and getting this thing done and built pretty quickly. As I said, this is there's various things here that we're sacrificing for that. So we've got some solid blocks here. So normally on a mob farm you shouldn't have solid blocks at the feet level, because that cancels pack spawning. We will have a roof, so we will get some of that. And also because we're building it higher up, of course we're losing out on some of the efficiencies when you build a farm low down in the world. But that's okay. It's all good. We're going to need to work out how we're going to decorate this thing, but I think what we need to do now is just get all these layers done all the way up to the top and get the roof on, and then we can give this thing a proper test. As you watch me build up our starter mob farm, I need to talk to you about something, and that is I need some help. I need some inspiration. I need some ideas. So I've been thinking about how we're going to build up our base in the industrial wasteland. So we have our gold farm there at the moment, and we're going to have this theme of inside our factory buildings. It's going to be like a Willy Wonka style. There's going to be lots of colours and lots of movement, that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking about what the outside style should be. So I've been doing some image searches on Google to get some inspiration, and I've also taken a look at what other people in this biome are doing. So Sausage and Pearl are also building, so I've kind of seen what they're doing too, but I'm not sure which style I should go for. So if you look for images for industrial wasteland, you get sort of very run down buildings, and that's definitely a style we could do. You could also look for things like industrial architecture, and some of those things are just like factory based, but other things are more conceptual and more modern as well. So I'm not sure, what should the outside of our buildings of our base be? Should there be like old-fashioned style like factories with like big chimneys and things like that, or should it have a more modern take? Is the wasteland part of the name like the ground around it? So that's obviously the mesa style. So the outside grounds are kind of run down and old and things like that, but the buildings inside it are kind of modern and more futuristic maybe. Yeah, I'm not too sure. So if you've got any ideas or inspiration of what kind of style we should do, then send me your pictures, send me your ideas on Twitter at Logical Geek Boy, and I'll look through those. And of course, if I use any of your ideas, then I'll definitely get them up on that and give you some credit in the videos. And also we've got a plot world, so if you go to our Discord, there's also details how you can join our plot world and maybe design something up that I can take a look at and maybe use as inspiration for our build. I'm a little bit I want to be careful with this, because this server is full of amazing builders, and I want to try and keep up with them and try and make my base look at least like in keeping with what they can do, because I'm not really a builder, I'm more of a technical player. So hopefully my stuff won't look too bad, but yeah, I need your help. So any ideas, get it over to me on Twitter, take a look at the plot world, and hopefully we can do this together. And there she is. This is the view from our base. And you can see it's all done, ready to test. Now I've not turned it on yet. I've not tried it out. We've got the clock at the bottom that hasn't been turned on yet. But as you can see, there are some layers and there are some mobs in there. Now there are other players online, and of course, if there's other players on the server, then they may well be loading some of the mob cap, and so that means we'll get less mobs in here. So yeah, but there are definitely mobs in there, which is great. So let's go down here. Couple of jobs to do. So first of all, we need to load up some shulker boxes. So I've put in the first shulker box in each one, but also we've got a chest, which is this one over here. This one, we can put shulker boxes into here, and this will filter down into all of the dispensers. Now what I'm going to do to start with is just load up these dispensers with a couple of shulker boxes each, just to make sure they've all got something, because this system will fill up this first one first and then move along. So we're in danger of filling up one, but not all of them. So I'm going to get a couple of shulker boxes in each, just like this. Okay, cool. And the rest, oh, that had a netherrack from the build. Awesome. Right, how many have I got left? Right, let's get one more in here, I think. And then what I'd like to do is turn the clock on and have a look at it, make sure everything is working. And then I'm going to do an overnight test, I think. I'm going to leave this running overnight and see how it performs, see how many drops we get, if any at all. Hopefully we should get some. So let's fly out of here. So we've got to turn the clock on, which is over this way. There's a lever just around here. I suppose I could have walked. There we go. All right, that should start the clock, and we should see something happening. So down the side, these torches should flicker. Oh, we should see some mobs coming in. Here we go. Awesome. It's working. Okay, so we should see mobs now and again. Obviously, I'm in the wrong position, so that's no good. So why don't we do this? Why don't I go up to the AFK spot? Oh, they're coming down and they're burning to death. Yes. Here goes a spider. Awesome. All right, let me go up to the AFK spot and we get the camera account in and take a look at this thing for real. There I am up on the AFK spot, and we're currently using Logical Geekbot, our camera account. So let's take a look at this thing. So you can see there's some mobs in here getting flushed into the center. There they go. They come down here and land and burn, and their items get spat out here. There we go. You can see the items coming around here. Lots of gunpowder. Nice. And that should be going into our item filters right here. Now I've got this going around on a loop because sometimes if there are a lot of mobs, sometimes there isn't enough time for the hopper to pick up all of the drops. So there we go. They will go all the way around. Now things like that, the sugar, we're not going to pick that up. It's not. We get so few of those, it wasn't worth having anything for those. So they'll just go around forever. But yeah, there we go. We've got mobs coming in. So not super fast at the moment, but I think once the other players leave and I can AFK here on my own, then we should see some better drops for sure. So let's have a look at the. So let's look at this floor. So you'll see once the line gets, there we go. There's the water, it goes across, and then you'll see just after a few seconds, it will then retract. So that's enough time for all of the mobs to get flushed into the center and fall to their doom. There we go. And water goes away. Yeah, awesome. So you can see this is alternate. So there's one water and then one empty. So mobs can spawn all the time. Now we're not getting super amounts of drops here. Look at this. It's all empty. Now let's investigate why that might be. It's because of other players. Other players are online. So here's Slice Slimo. My camera account, he doesn't know I'm here, but he's laying this awesome floor here for this game that he's working on to do with some withers, I think, in here. It's going to be pretty cool. But as he's here, just working away, what's going to happen is around him, we are going to have mobs. Here we go. So we've got mobs all over here, and they're basically all over these caves. There's a whole bunch over here that we can see. So these mobs are filling up the mob cap, and of course if the mob cap is filled, then the game won't spawn anymore, and that's why, look at this, they're having a party. And that's why we're not getting many drops or many spawns in our farm. So there we go, that's the reason why. So nothing wrong with the farm itself, just that this is how the game works. So yeah, as I said before, once the other players leave the server and I'm the only one online, then the drops will be all mine. I'll get all mobs to myself, and so I should get some good rates, but until then the rates are going to be a bit slow. I'm just about to head off to bed and leave this AFK overnight. Look at this, Slice Slimo's logged off, and we only have Chimley online and he's in the nether. That means the full overworld mob cap is all mine. Yes, and look at this, non-stop mobs coming in here. This is going to be good. Look at this. Oh yes, constant mobs coming in. And look, there we go, another mob flush. They're all going in. Look at this. Yes, this is working brilliantly. We can see them all here. There we go. Look at all those. Yes. It's working. This is going to be good. All right. Awesome. Look at that. Look at all these mobs in here as well. Yes. Just going to wait for them to be flushed. Let's look at them all go in. See you later, suckers. Down to the mob barbecue you go. And here we can see all the items coming into the item filters, and the ones that either don't get sorted or there's too many of them, they go around for a second pass and they'll get picked up if we need them to. So yeah, this is all working brilliantly. All right, I hope I've got enough shulker boxes. I might put a few more in, I might not. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to leave this overnight and see how many we've got when I wake up in the morning. It's now the morning and I am on my AFK spot, but I've got some good news, but some bad news. So the good news is I'm currently the only person online, so all the mob drops are mine, which is great. But the bad news is when I actually got up, first thing I did was check my computer and my Minecraft client crashed. So I think we only got about 4 hours worth of AFK time. So I started up since and left it running for probably about an hour or so. And yeah, I've been the only one online, so we should get some drops, but I've not gone down yet. So let's go and have a look at what has happened. Have we got any drops? How many have we got? Let's have a look. Are there any mobs in the killing chamber? There are loads. Look at them. Look at all these suckers. So there's a witch. Look, that witch is not going to die because the witches have the fire resistance potions, but they will despawn because we're out of range of them on the AFK spot. So let's check out the drops. So they are down here in a chest. This chest right here. How many have we got? Oh, check it out. Check it out. Oh, yes. Look at this. Unbelievable. We have got drops for days. Oh, that is brilliant. I think a few AFK sessions and we are going to be very rich indeed. Now, what we're going to do with these drops? Well, of course, we can use the gunpowder for rockets. We need to sort out some paper, but the other drops, they can probably go in a shop, I reckon. There we have it. There is the farm. But there is one problem, and that is how it looks. This thing is ugly. Yes, it is. we need to deal with that. We need to make this look good somehow. I'm not quite sure how. Obviously, we've got the constraints of not affecting the rates too much if we can help it, but also make it look good. And of course, with a big roof, that is a bit tricky. But luckily enough, this server is full of amazing builders, people that are great at building. And as it happens, I actually saved Pearl's life. So she was about to die in lava. I swooped in as the king that I am, the noble king, and I saved her life. And we actually got talking about it. And oh, this is Sausage's place. So look at this. But let's head on over past here because Pearl's base is over here. I just want to show you it quickly. And we actually got talking, and we actually came to an agreement that because I saved her life, she would help me make my farm look somewhat good. So let's check out. This is Pearl's base over here. Look at this place. This is amazing. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. So Pearl is one amazing builder. She is really, really good. Look at this. Oh, brilliant. It's coming along nicely. Obviously, there's a lot to do still, she says. But this is the kind of stuff that she does. Really good stuff. Really good, really detailed. So I'm hoping that with the help of Pearl, we can maybe do a good project over there at the mob farm and get it to look super, super cool. So that is it. That is the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then please hit the like button. And if you're new, then feel free to subscribe. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, then get it in that comment section. All right, my geeks. Until next time, I will see you later.